Alright, here we are. Here is the Cosmic Brownie Protein Pizza video that you asked for. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that you can click the link inside of this description and it will let you guys go ahead and add everything that you see here into a cart ready for you at walmart.com, to where you can either go pick it up or you can simply have it delivered to you, or if you want to, add it to your cart, have it on the mobile app so you can go and find it in the store very quickly by finding what aisle it is on. So let's go ahead and dive into the recipe. And lastly, I am going to make this video a little bit longer just because the videos that you see online on Instagram, and honestly the video that I used to get this recipe, is very quick and you have to keep on reading the description over and over and over again. And yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit more in depth and give you guys sort of an actual raw experience of it not being doctored up and looking super pretty. Like, just, yeah, so this is my version of it. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Alright, so you're going to need something to mix with. I'm using a large spoon, a simple bowl that's big enough to go ahead and mix everything together. You will need a pizza pan, or pizza pan, some parchment paper, sugar-free chocolate pudding mix, some cake batter or some brownie batter as a matter of fact, some cocoa powder, some self-rising flour, any type of artificial sweetener. This monk fruit is super good. Sprinkles if you want them, in non-fat plain Greek yogurt. The last thing that I did not have on the counter, which is the most important probably, is in fact some chocolate whey protein, whatever you want to use. I'm using the On Optimal Nutrition. Picked this up at Walmart for like 24 bucks. Last but not least, you're going to need a kitchen scale and an oven to bake it all in. And one thing that I have found to go ahead and enjoy it quicker is a freezer. So we're going to flash freeze it for about 10 minutes, both the pizza and the icing. So yeah, you'll need those things too. Alright, step one, get your pizza pan and go ahead and put yourself a little bit of parchment paper over the top of it. Just like so. You want it enough just to cover the whole pizza pan. Step two, go ahead and grab your mixing bowl, throw it on your scale, and we are going to start adding in all of our dry ingredients. First, we're going to start off with 40 grams of self-rising flour straight into the bowl. Next, we're going to add 20 grams of your chocolate whey protein into the mix. Don't worry if you do more, that's fine. I've got to get it perfect, guys. I can't stand it not being perfect. All right, 21, 22. What's more? There you go. Next, we're going to add 12 grams of brownie batter. Then we're going to add in 10 grams of your cocoa powder. Then you're going to do 5 grams of your 0-calorie sweetener. Now that all the dry ingredients are added into the bowl, go ahead and mix everything together. This will help with clumping. After everything is good and mixed together, it should look like that. Now that all that is added in, we're going to start with our wet ingredients. Go ahead and start adding in 150 grams of Greek yogurt. Now in a separate bowl, you want to mix in 75 grams of egg whites. I don't have any egg whites because they're out at the store. However, I do have some farm fresh eggs. We have our own chickens. So I'm just going to take the whites of this egg and convert them real quick. I'll show you this. I forgot to say this in the video, but you're looking for 75 grams of egg whites. Now we're just going to mix all of this in together and start to mix. Once you have a consistency like this, then your crust is ready to go. Now what we're going to do is we're simply just going to pour this crust straight onto this parchment paper. Try to get everything straight into the middle in one clump. This makes sense in just a second. Try to get everything in there. And now that everything is on this parchment paper, you're just simply going to spread it out. This will be your crust, so however thick you get it, it's however thick you get it. Should end with something like that. Now put your oven on 450 and we're going to bake this at 450 for 8 minutes. While that's baking, go ahead and take your bowl, rinse it out because we're about to use it again, or just use a new bowl. All right, while our crust is baking in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and start making our icing. So we're gonna start off with 40 grams of our chocolate whey protein. Actually, we're gonna be getting 45 grams, not just 40. Goes ahead and adds in just a little bit more than what it calls for. That's how you get up to that 95 mark. Then we're going to add in 20 grams of our brownie mix. Then 10 grams of our cocoa powder. And then 10 grams of our sugar-free chocolate pudding mix. Then 5 grams of your 0-calorie sweetener. And just a pinch of salt. Now again, we're going to go ahead and mix everything together to help with clumping. Should look like this whenever you're done. Now the next step is to add water as you get a consistency of a thickness of the icing. What I like to use is this sauce bottle that you can get at Walmart for literally 98 cents. And you just squeeze in a couple of drops, mix it all together, and what you're looking for is a consistency similar to this. You're looking to where it's runny, but it's not super runny. It's not sloppy, it is just enough to where it's got that perfect consistency to drizzle. At this point, your crust is probably almost done, so while it is waiting in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and throw this icing in the refrigerator and let it sit there for a couple of minutes while we finish up the crust. At this point, your crust should be done, so go ahead and grab it out of the oven. And it's gonna look super bubbly like this. It's a-okay, don't worry. It's gonna look like that for a little bit. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna throw it in the freezer for 10 minutes and it's gonna flash freeze. So go ahead, throw it in your freezer. Yeah, it's done. And wait 10 minutes. While you wait, you've got plenty of time to pray, read your Bible, spend time just talking with people, whatever you do. You got 10 minutes to spare. So go ahead, let that timer go down, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so your crust is now done. It has been frozen in the freezer for about 10 minutes, flash froze it. Go ahead, take it off of the parchment paper and put it back onto the pan. Now go ahead and grab your icing out of the fridge. And now you're simply just going to drizzle all of this icing into the center of your pizza crust. It's gonna be pretty thick, which is good. And the reason we go ahead and we flash freeze this is just because you're not going to want to sit back and look at this thing in the freezer or in the fridge for, a couple hours. So after we're done spreading this and putting the sprinkles on, you're going to be able to go ahead and cut it up and eat it right then and there. So that sounds a lot more fun than waiting a couple hours. So I know patience is a virtue, but we're just gonna not use that right now. We're just gonna eat this. It's gonna be good. So after you have everything there, go ahead and spread it all out, all over the pizza. I've sort of made a little bit of a crust here. So put it right up to the crust. And obviously lick the spoon after you're done. Last but not least, you can add on some sprinkles as you wish. Just make sure you don't overdo it because these do count as calories and they're not included in the actual macros that you guys will see. So, but because I have been doing great on my macros this week, I'm just gonna go crazy with it because I really don't care because I got room for it. And just like that, you've created your own protein cosmic brownie pizza that is gonna be packed full of protein and it's gonna taste delicious. Cut it up, it's gonna be great. And if you're looking for more awesome recipes like this, go ahead, leave me a follow. I'm gonna be doing more things like this. Maybe not always desserts, sometimes it's gonna be meals, sometimes it's gonna be snacks, but I'm all about helping people lose weight, take care of their body, because I believe every single person that's created in the image of God, this is your temple, you gotta take care of it. So, it doesn't mean you can't still enjoy it by eating stuff like this. So, have a wonderful rest of the day, God bless, and I will see you guys in the next video.